This is me, Ali, in the future, after I film the podcast. Just in case you didn't know, I split this episode, which is episode 25, into 2 parts, and this is part 2. You don't have to watch part 1, but there's a lot of finished objects and a lot of crochet and knitting and yarny fun, so I would recommend you watch part 1, but you don't have to. In this part, we're going to announce the winners of the Strictly Sock Along. I've got some incoming goodies to share with you and some other general crochet nitty chatter. So I hope you enjoy part 2, and normal podcasting service in 1 part only will be resumed from the next episode. I hope you enjoy part 2. Right, I'm back and I've got all my prizes and stats around me, and I've got a Diet Coke now as well. My throat still really hurts. That was the main defining feature of this bug that I had all week, was this massively sore throat, which no painkillers could even go near. It was awful. Anyway, told you I'm not going to be ill. I complain a lot. Thank you to every single one of you who threw yourselves into the Strictly Sock Along this year. It was an unexpected count. I wasn't expecting to run one, and it was a lot of fun, and I will definitely be doing it again this year, but I'll be more organised. So sorry, that was a strictly so it doesn't count. We had 206 posts on Instagram under the Strictly 2017 Socks hashtag. And in the finished objects thread, we had 48 finished objects. 45 of them were knitted socks, and 3 of them were crocheted socks. So we'll maybe try and get the numbers up on the crocheted socks next year. But one of them wasn't posted because my sister actually made crochet socks for the sock along, but she isn't on Ravelry, and she didn't feel it was fair to enter because she's my sister, which is fair enough, because if she'd have won, I would have just drawn another number. So officially there were 4 pairs made of crocheted socks. I went through all of the finished objects and had a really good look at them. I went through all of the chatter thread. I'm not very good at Ravelry. It's not that I'm not very good at Ravelry. I love Ravelry. I'm not very good at forums, online forums. I get horribly confused and lost. So I do try to go on there fairly regularly, and I do try to respond to things, but I'm not very good at it, and I'm aware that I'm not very good at it. So I'm really, really sorry about that, but I do try. But I find it quite time consuming to keep up with it. And I'm just forgetful. I've got a terrible memory for things. I can never remember what I've said, or anyway. I went through it all, and I really loved looking at all the finished objects. I loved all the chatter, and it was just, it was a lot of fun. We had 6 people knit more than 1 pair. Lily, who's Nordic Stitches, she knit 3 pairs. And Hilary, who is Ruatha, she knit 7 pairs, which was impressive. And I already gave a prize for the people that had got finished socks in the thread by the time the show went to Blackpool, and that was the Made It to Blackpool prize. And that was won by Lorraine, who was Lollyball. Tamara, who is Crafty Escapism, she knit 1 pair and crocheted 1 pair, so she got 2 pair finished objects into the thread. Alice, who is Alice Close Knit, but I don't think that's your name on Ravelry. I think your I'll put it on the screen. Your Isabel something on Ravelry, and she knit 3 pairs. Lorraine, who's Lollyball, she knit 2 pairs, and Shelley, who is Kiki Lucy, she knit 5 pairs, which is amazing. I could barely knit 1 pair in a month. So well done to all those people who knit so many. I really, really liked, I'm going to get the name wrong, Anki. Her username is Ankev. I really loved her use of Lego in her sock photos, and my eldest daughter really appreciated that, being a huge Lego fan. And also the Cramped Hands Betsy, I think you're Betsy, she knit a pair of zombie socks, and they were brilliant. I absolutely loved that yarn. It was really, really nice. And Elaine, who is Grandma and Me on Instagram. Are you Grandma and Me on Ravelry too? I should have really noted these things out. I thought it was organised, clearly not. Hers were brilliant. I loved the yarn that she used for hers. But that's enough rambling. We need to award some prizes. So the first prize, and I didn't have this to show last time, so I'm very, very excited by this. Lovely Emma of the Eldenwood Craft podcast. I love her podcast. She is such a, if you don't watch it, you need to go and watch it. She's such a gentle, funny person. She's got such a dry sense of humour, and she makes the most amazing things, and she's got such a good eye for colour, and her Instagram pictures, she's got such a good eye for composition and light, and she makes and sells beautiful knitting and crochet bags. And she contacted me, and even though she wasn't taking part in the cow, she said, I'm going to send you a bag as a prize. So Emma, thank you so much for being so generous. And she also sent me something else, which I shall show you later. She has sent the most beautiful bag for one of the prizes, and whoever wins this is very, very lucky indeed. I haven't taken it out of the packet because I don't want to ruin it, but it's one of her beautiful robin bags, and whenever I see a robin I do think of Emma because she loves robins. And this is beautifully made. I've got one of Emma's bags and it is beautiful. I use it all the time. So this prize is going to be for exceptional rule bending. So I said in the rules, and I said at the outset, that I would be awarding a prize for exceptional rule bending, because one of the rules was to bend the rules. It was extremely hard to choose because everybody seemed to embrace that rule more than any other. You're all quite devious, but some of my favourites were, I feel like I'm at the Oscars. The contenders for exceptional rule bending are Louise. I'm going to stop talking like that now. Louise, who is dragonflies and dandelions. She cheated by knitting in the presence of a strictly annual, which I thought was really funny. Tamara, who is crafty escapism, she knitted whilst watching podcasts of other participants. So, it wasn't just watching Strictly, it was removing herself that one step. So I thought was also quite impressive. Thistledown Knit, she's Teresa. She did what a lot of you did, which was watching on catch up, which is perfectly acceptable because I did the same. A lot of you also knitting during It Takes Two, and a lot of you, of course, were knitting during completely different programmes because you don't get Strictly in your country, and that was fine too. You're allowed to knit or crochet your socks during whatever your country's version of Strictly Come Dancing is. Smila Blue, I'm not sure what your name is, but your Ravelry name is Smila Blue. Smila Blue. She was knitting in the presence of a model of the Blackpool Tower, which I also thought was really funny. And of course Sam, who is Betsy Makes, she had a really good one because she knit her socks in the presence of her boss, who had officiated the wedding of one of the former professional dancers on the show. I mean, that's pretty good. That was pretty good rule bending, and they were all excellent. But after much chin scratchy deliberation, I decided that the award for exceptional rule bending of 2017 goes to the person who basically knit her socks whilst watching the A-Team instead. So she didn't even get to do much knitting during Strictly because her boys prefer to watch reruns of the A-Team, which was at the same time as Strictly was on. Or that's what they wanted to watch on Saturday nights, and she didn't have much say on the matter. So that person is Lise. I always say Lise, but is it actually Lisa spelt differently? Lise. And she is Counting Stitches on Instagram. And who are you on Ravelry? I can't remember. I'll put it on the screen. But Lise, I have selected you as the winner of the Exceptional Rule Bending 2017 prize, which is this beautiful bag from Eldenwood Craft for knitting your Strictly socks whilst watching the A-Team. Amazing. Well done. The next one is going to be for, I'm just going to put that prize there so I remember to send it. This is the 10 from Len prize. So this is also a prize from me, which I am going to select myself. And this is going to be for a dodgy bag from me. And this is going to be awarded to someone who I feel embodied the spirit of the cow, or Strictly, or did exceptionally well, or was just generally brilliant during the cow. This is the dodgy bag that I made. I think I talked about this previously. I think I talked about this in my Christmas episode. Yeah, I did, because I remember I hadn't sewn up the lining, and I still haven't, so I need to do that before I send it. So this is one of my dodgy bags, and it's got this kind of spray, this is kind of a thick cotton design, and it's got a purple contrast, and it has got one of Lolly Ball's glitter ball stitch markers attached to it. So I had a really good think about this. I'm just going to pop this down. And it came down to two people who I thought were deserving of a prize for just being generally so brilliant during the cow, and chatty and keeping things going and knitting lots of socks. So that was between Hilary, who was Ruatha. She was so chatty, and we can't ignore the fact that she knit 7 pairs of socks, 7 pairs of Strictly socks. But then Alice was even more chatty. Alice, oh look, I've written down your Ravelry name, Isabella106, Alice Close Knit on Instagram. She was even more chatty and really kept things going in the group, and I absolutely loved her socks. So I think what I'm going to do, I think Hilary, you are going to win the overall 10 from Len prize. So you are going to get a dodgy bag in the post. Yay, congratulations. Please, please everyone who I'm mentioning, do get in touch with me on Ravelry or on Instagram and give me your address, and I will get them in the post. But Alice, you were really brilliant, so I'm going to send you some stitch markers as well. So if you could get in touch with me with your address. I have got some stitch markers here which were donated. Actually, I've got one little of the glitter ball, one of the glitter balls, which was donated by Lolly Ball. So I'm going to send you one of those. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, right, I've got 3 each of my super blingy, which I'm just throwing around, my super blingy Strictly stitched markers, which I bought from Crafty Cat Knitty Bits. So I've got 3 knitting ones and 3 progress keeper ones. So let me know what you prefer, and I will send you 3 of those as well in the post. And I've also, that leaves me with some more stitch markers, so I might do a little extra drawer as well. So hang on a minute. So let's just write that down. Can't even find my pen now. I did have a pen. I'm no longer organised. I have to watch this back to remind myself who I'm sending what to. So Hilary and Alice, well done. You both get a 10 from Len. Now for the overall prize, I'm going to do a random number generator. Battery's running low, so I better do it quickly. And this is going to be for a Lay Family Yarn Russell sock set. And I've got 2 sets here. This is the Samba colourway, and it comes with the contrasting glitter ball. And this is the Argentine Tango colourway. One of these is for me. And who am I to turn down beautiful free yarn? And one of these is for the prize. I can't decide because they are both beautiful. So whoever wins, you can decide whether you want the Argentine Tango or the Samba colourway, and I will send it to you. And I'm going to try and use Siri to do the random number generator. But I don't know if we have Siri on the iPad. So we might just have to go, and I'm using my phone to film. So we're just going to go and do random number generator on the interwebs. And I'm going to speed this bit up or do wavy timer lapse. Right, so I've got random number generator set up. We had 48 finished socks in the finished object thread. The first post was mine, so I've put in the minimum number is 2 and the maximum number is 48, and I'm going to click generate. and it has come up with can you see? It has come up with number 15. So I'm now going to go into the thread, the finished objects thread. Right. I'm so pleased about this because I mentioned these right at the beginning. The winning post number 15 is you, Betsy. Can you see? And your post number 15. I have no idea if you can see this. These were your socks, your zombie socks. And you have won a sock set from Lay Family Yarn. Well done. So please get in touch with me on Instagram or on Ravelry with your address. And tell me if you would like the Samba colourway, or if you would like the Argentine Tango colourway. And I will send it to you. Well done. Let's do another round. Let's just do another random number generator. I'm going to run out of things to give away here, aren't I? Because I've got some stitch markers left. There's only about 3 stitch markers. But I'll put in like a card, and it would just be nice to send something in the post, won't it? It won't be massive. This is like a mini prize, and I'm just going to go and do it again and send someone some stitch markers. So I'm just going to generate again. 29. They're not very high numbers, are they? 36, 37, 28, 29. Ah! Really pleased about this. I would have been pleased about everyone. But the winner, post number 29, is Tamara. And post 29 was her crochet socks. So those are her crochet socks. So Tamara, if you can send me your address, I will send you some stitch markers. Yay! That's brilliant. Okay, that's all the prizes. We are done. Time to announce another giveaway. Over Christmas, without my realising, I'd crept up to over 2,000 subscribers. I don't often check the numbers, to be honest. And I think if I did, I would stop podcasting because I wouldn't stand up in front of a room of 5 people, let alone 2,000. So I don't think about that too much because it makes me nervous. But I feel that we should mark that with a giveaway, and I had been sent very generously by the very, very lovely Barbara, who is Knitting I Love and has a Knitting I Love podcast, and also a shop selling felt knitting paraphernalia. She sent me a set. I was pulled out of her jar of podcasters on her podcast, and I won a set of her Flower Power set. So you get a coaster, which is also a needle gauge. You get some of her little tags, which you can sew onto your finished objects. You get a DPN minder, and you get a circular needle minder, and these can also be used for crochet as well. Which I shall try and find the link for the video she did about how to use them. But she sent me one for me and one for a viewer. So one's in light blue and one's in bright pink, although it's coming up a bit reddy on the screen. So once again, I can't decide on what colour I want. So I'm going to give away whichever the winner wants. So I'm going to need a prompt. So I'm going to do this all in comments for this one, so no one has to go skipping off to Ravelry. Yeah, let's do that. So let's do comments left here, or comments left over on my blog if you can find it, because that will hopefully make me go and write up some tutorials or maybe write some blog posts. So I will put the show notes over on the blog as well this time, and you can comment under this particular episode, which is episode 25, or you can comment below this video, which might be easier, and I will just randomly pick a winner in the next episode. So the prompt will be, what is your favourite way to use mini skeins? That's it. What is your favourite thing to do with mini skeins? Leave me a comment below or over on my blog, and I will draw a winner at random in the next episode to win one of these little sets. Thank you, Barbara, for donating those and for gifting me one of them. Okay, I'm going to move on to incoming, but first I'm just going to check how long I've been talking for, because I've got a feeling it's too long. Yeah, it's quite long. Sorry. I do quite like a long podcast. Sometimes I really like the short ones as well. If I'm in the bath, I like to have a shorter podcast, like half an hour, because that fits in. I can watch a podcast, read a magazine, wash my hair. But if I'm at home doing something and I've got a podcast on in the background, or if I'm actually sitting knitting or crocheting, I like to have a longer one. And I quite like the Bakery Bears. They have a really long podcast. I've got into them recently. Yeah, so you can always pause it halfway through it and come back to it tomorrow. Hopefully you enjoy a long podcast too. I'm going to do incoming, but I'm not going to do everything, because if I went through everything, I think it would take me too long. So I'm just going to show you some choice things, and then next time I'll show you some more things. So I'm going to leave a few of the bits I was going to show you, and I'll talk about those next time. Oh dear, this has gone wrong. Hang on. I've had a bit of a issue with this. It's going to be quite difficult to show you anyway because it's shiny. This was a present I got at Christmas time, and the reason I want to show you this is because I was talking about my sister earlier. She's on Instagram as X Stitch Crochet, and she has just started knitting socks. I bought her for Christmas. I made her a dodgy bag, and I put in it some sock yarn, and I bought Sandra of Cherry Heart's first sock pattern, as in it's called My First Sock Pattern, and I put that in as well. And she basically learned to knit socks, and she started on Christmas Day or Boxing Day, and she finished them last week, I think. She's knit herself an entire pair of socks, and now she's addicted. Anyway, she's X Stitch Crochet, or X Crochet, I'll put it on the screen, on Instagram, so she's worth having a look. But her #1 love is cross stitch. You can see my kitchen and my garden, look. This is really difficult. And look, you can see. So look, here we have an upside down stool, which has got a tripod and a mirror behind it. Ooh. See if I can get this in without showing you. So she made me this, and it's the Aries ram, because I am an Aries, in cross stitch. It's so cool. So that was a really, really nice present that I got. So that's going to go up somewhere. I might change the frame because it's a bit shiny. I might put it in a wooden frame. So that's that. I just wanted to show you that because I know you will appreciate it as fellow multi-craft jewels, as Emma says from Eldenwood Craft. I also went to Waltham Abbey Wool Festival, and I took my eldest daughter, and we had and I'm not going to show you everything that I bought, partly because I don't know where some of it is. Is it gone? Oh, pants. And I've just spotted that I actually do have my sock notebook with me. So I'm not going to show you everything, but I did want to show you 2 things, which I got for, actually 3 things. So first I want to show you this, that I got from Tilly Flop. And it is a bumper sticker, or a car sticker, it goes in your window. Warning, this vehicle makes frequent stops at yarn shops. So that is going to go in my new car when I get my new car. So that just really tickled me. And there was another one they did that said no yarn is left in this vehicle overnight, so I might have to get that if I see them at another fair. And I also got some yarn from Romney Marsh Wools, and I also got their hand cream, which they make using lanolin from the sheep's wool. And my eldest daughter loved this stool. It was very natural, 100% Romney lamb's wool. And they had a few different colours. I think this was their grey or light grey colour. So I bought it originally to make into minis to send with some packages I'm sending out, just because it's 100% British and it's from Kent, which is where I'm from. But I think I'm going to get some more. I'm going to find out how to order it online because it is really nice. It's rustic, but it's not itchy. It's really nice. I think it would make nice hats and gloves, and it might make a good base for dyeing on as well. Might be quite fun to dye on something like that. So I got some of that, and I got some of their beautiful hand cream. And then we went to a stall called Gamer Crafting, and this is where I was taken over by Lilia. She was not she was very sporting about coming to the festival, as you will see, but she fell in love with Gamer Crafting's stall, and she's 11, she's almost 12, and she's only just getting into Harry Potter because she's quite a sensitive soul, and I think she's always been a bit worried by it. Takes her a while to come around to the idea of things, but over Christmas we all did our sorting hat. So I don't know if I've mentioned before, but my husband is a Hufflepuff, which he is most annoyed about. Well, he was annoyed about it when he found out, and his Patronus is like a yappy chow dog. It's like really unmanly. It's just so funny. And I'm Gryffindor, and my Patronus is a dolphin, so I'm like super cool, and he's like got a chow dog. Anyways, now I then explained to him about Hufflepuff Pride, which is all over the internet, and I got him as part of his I think it was, yeah, for Christmas I got him this mug. Every day I'm huffling, and he loves this mug. He uses it every day. And I also got him a Hufflepuff cushion and some other Hufflepuff bits. And I think, you know, he's really beginning to embrace it now. But we all did our sorting hat. And it turns out Lilia is also in Gryffindor. And Phoebe is in Hufflepuff with her daddy. And she was really pleased about that. She's delighted with this whole Hufflepuff thing. And then my mum and sister did it. And they're both in Ravenclaw. So we cover all the houses except for Slytherin. And I was quite, you know, I did suspect my sister might be Slytherin. But yeah, Ravenclaw, that was a surprise. I'm only joking, Jen. So we saw on Gamer Crafting some Harry Potter inspired yarns, and this one is called Courage. And got to get my face out of it. So that's their tag. And that is the thing. It's DK yarn. It is called Courage. Let's unwrap it. So I always think it's easier to show it when you unwrap it. And then the tag falls on the floor. Lily was actually wearing this as a scarf on the sofa the other day. Yarn scarf. Ah, you're not 11. Why are you doing? Oh, now I'm all tangled up. So this is Courage by Gamer Crafting, and it came with a free little pattern. You're a Wizard mitts that comes with the yarn. There's some information I'm not quite sure about on there. So I'm going to make her the little mitts, or I might actually make her the Skyrim mitts that I showed earlier using this yarn, because they're just so lovely. Or I might just make her those ones, or I might just make her another mitt pattern. But she really wants these made up ready, and I'll probably get 2 mitts out of these, so that means we could have matching Gryffindor mitts. So she was very pleased with that, and they were really great on the stall. They were really funny and chatty, and yeah, so that was good. And I also got from Gamer Crafting this, because this just really appealed to me. This is one of they just had this in their little mini basket. How pretty is that? Really, really pretty. No name, just a random mini. They had a couple actually, and I always go to yarn fairs and wish I bought more minis. I think I would learn my lesson. So that's what I picked up at Waltham Abbey Wool Festival. Did I say Waltham Abbey Wool Festival before? Did I call it something else? And I also picked up a book and a couple of other bits, but I've left them somewhere else, so I will show you those next time. It's probably best to split it a bit. And under the Christmas tree I had this, which Sam and Betsy Makes had given to me when we bumped into each other at festival in November. She gave me a little parcel for under the tree, and it was this tiny little notions pouch, little Christmas lights on it, beautiful as usual. I mean, there is nothing about what she does that isn't perfect, and it's got that beautiful little Christmas bow on the zip, and inside, actually this would be good to add to my advent blanket because it was a Christmas present. A little mini, I don't know if this is Sam's yarn. She does dye beautiful yarn in her Betsy Mate's shop. So that could go in my advent blanket, because that advent shawl, because that was officially a Christmas gift. It's chocolate in it. How? A month that's been in there. Uneaten chocolate, and the kids are out with my husband at the shops in the park, which means that is all mine. I'm going to eat those. So thank you, Sam. That was a beautiful present. It was so nice to open a little Yarny Friend gift on Christmas Day. And I also had under the tree my final instalment of the Advent swap that I did with Lily. And she sent me some hand spun that she'd made in this, of course, beautiful yellow colour. And it says 100 grams of hand spun with fibre from Shankly's, I think it says. It's merino silk, and it's the custard and cream colourway. And she says she hasn't soaked it to set the twist. And I don't know what that means. I don't know what it means. So if I need to do something, Lily, tell me and I'll do it so that I can knit with it. But this is what she spun. Look how perfect it is. I mean, the colour, yellow is my favourite colour, in case you've not watched before. Custard and cream. Hand spun. And there is, how much is there? 157 metres to each hank. So that's quite a lot there. And it's very soft and lovely. So tell me what I need to do in order to be able to knit or crochet with it, Lily, and I will do it. And then I'm going to knit that up. So I was very, very happy with that. And the other thing I'm going to show, oh, I've got so much to show you. I'm just going to show you. You can always fast forward me or speed me up. I got a little bird, blue bird of happiness, and that was sent to me by Alison, who's half of the Little French Meadow. I also got a couple of things from Yola, who's the other half, who has been so incredibly kind to me. And I'm going to share those on the next podcast. And I talked a little bit about the magazine she sent me in my earlier vlogs. So I will be returning to the things I was going to talk about in my vlog series, like the books and things, because I was enjoying talking about those, and I think you were finding it quite interesting. So I will come back to that. And I did a swap with Sarah, Sarah One Daisy on Instagram, and she sent me, now I can't remember, I've taken everything out because I've been using it. So she sent me the yarn and the stitch markers, which I put into my advent shawl, and then she made this gorgeous, and it's a bit wrinkled now because I was using this for my One Skein Wonderland mitts, this gorgeous little wintry bag, and it's got a little tassel on it, and it's all lined with starry lining. So I've been using this already, and inside it was all the minis all wrapped beautifully like little treats, and a little teen crochet pin, because that's me. I am teen crochet. Oh, it matches my jumper. This is crochet. This is my Picking Flowers sweater, by the way. And she made me this little decoration. She made me another decoration as well, which is hanging up over there, the Love Bomb decoration. This is going to go up on my little unit that's on the wall. Oh, look how nice that looks against the grey. Oh, it's definitely going in this room, Sarah. So she sent me this, a little crochet starfish. There's another one. Starfish everywhere. And she also sent me some lobster lights, which I actually asked her to get for me from her local garden centre because she discovered them. So she very kindly facilitated that purchase for me. And what else did you send me, Sarah? There was definitely chocolate in there, but that is long gone. And she sent me a couple of other little bits and tea and things as well. And that was a lovely swap. Sarah, shall we do that again this year? Shall we do another Christmas swap? Because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that swap. So thank you, Sarah. I really enjoyed that. And sorry if I'm sure I'm missing something. Probably am. I'll show you next time. And I'm going to save that for next time because I want to show you this. When Emma sent me that bag for the giveaway, she sent me this saying, you probably have more use of this than I do. Hufflepuff yarn. And I don't know who it's by because it says Harry Potter Hogwarts House Crest Stripes Club. So I'm assuming this is self-striping, and it's superwash merino and nylon, so it's sock yarn, and it was hand painted in Leicestershire. But I don't know who by. But it's Hufflepuff yarn. And my husband doesn't know I've got it because I've not shown him, because I'm going to make him surprise socks. Problem is, I'm making a jumper for my daughter's birthday, which is the 31st of March, and his birthday is the 25th of March. So whether or not I'm going to be able to make socks before then, because bear in mind they're going to be a surprise, so I can't knit them in the evening when we're together. But I might cast them on nevertheless and see if I can get them finished in time for his birthday. If not, they will be Christmas presents or just a random anniversary present. That'll give me till November. So I got that from Emma. Thank you, Emma. I was absolutely, but the girls thought that was the best thing ever. Hogwarts yarn. They were very, very pleased. Yeah, so I've got a few other things to show you, but I'm going to save them for next time. I've got a thing that I got from my mum, and I got another parcel in the post, but I am going to show you those next time. I am aware that I've been talking far too long. And I'm going to leave you with the little vlog I took at Waltham Abbey. So Waltham Abbey Wool Festival, Wool Show, Wars, is held at the end of January. And I've never been before. And we just decided last minute to go. It was only £3.50 if you booked online. Lilia was free because she was under 12. And it's only 40 minutes drive up the M25. So I was like, and we'd had such an awful month, and this was before I got sick. I was just like, let's just go for it. Even if we go for an hour, it's only going to cost me, the entrance fee. It won't matter. And the sockmatician was opening it, and she'd seen him on the choir. There was a choir show on British television. It's like a competition for choirs, and he was on it because I remember going, oh my goodness, it's him. I watch his podcast. It's Nathan. And they just thought that was really funny that he was doing a knitting podcast, but he was also on this primetime television show. So she was quite excited, although she was pretending not to be, about seeing him. And I walked past him twice and completely ignored him. I'm such an idiot. I had the prime opportunity twice. He was on his own and he walked straight past me, and I could have gone, hey, Nathan, sockmatician, your toe-up sock patterns are amazing, and they were really helpful when I was learning to knit socks, and I really enjoy your podcast, and, love your work. But I didn't. Well, it's probably a good thing I didn't do that, isn't it? Love your work. But yeah, I didn't say hello. What an idiot. I mean, why wouldn't I say hello to someone just because they've got a podcast? So next time I see him, I'll say hello and start opening this chocolate. But I filmed some footage, but it was really busy. It was a really nice venue, actually. I really liked it. It was kind of spread out over a hotel. There's a really nice central lobby, which meant that you never felt too crowded. You could always get away from it. Wool festivals, they can get quite crowded, even in the areas where you go to sit. And yeah, so it was nice. I'll go again next year, I think, but I'll be a bit more prepared about it. Maybe take someone more appreciative of the yarn, doesn't want to go after 2 hours, like my mum. Or maybe meet up with some nitty Instagram friends who live nearby. Speaking of which, I'm going to unravel, not this weekend, this is the weekend, not next weekend, but the weekend after. So I think it's the second to last weekend in November, in February. Where are we? In February. So I'm going there. I'm hoping to meet up with some people I know from Instagram, which I will find excruciatingly worrying because I get horribly socially anxious about these things. But I'm sure we all do. So I'm going to be meeting up with them and saying hello. And me and my mum went to Unravel last year and we had a really good time. We really enjoyed it. We took our lunch and I filmed lots and we saw lots and we enjoyed it. And we're going to stay up there so we don't have to rush back. Yeah, so we're going to do that. But for now, I'm going to put up the Waltham Abbey Wool Show vlog and wish you a very happy weekend and a happy week, and hope you survive to the end. And I will see you in a couple of weeks so that the things I have to talk about don't get on top of me. And I will close just keep commenting wherever you want to comment for the giveaway, and I will it will officially be closed on the day I film the next podcast, which I don't know when that'll be, but it'll be in about 2 weeks' time. So get your comments in as early as you can. So until then, happy crafting, and I will see you soon. Bye. Lilia and I have decided to come to Waltham Abbey, which is about a 40-minute drive from where we live, to go to the Waltham Abbey Wool Festival, which is a bit of a last-minute thing, and it's very wet and rainy. Very. Isn't it? But Lilia's never been to a wool festival, so she's being very sporting about it. And she's quite excited to see Nathan Taylor, who's the sock magician, because she saw him on the what was that thing we watched? The choir thing. Can't remember.
And they've both scandalised and horrified. Look what they've actually managed to find. It is the most beautiful, beautiful rainbow ribbon. And it is, at Children's Birthday, a very great pleasure to declare the Waltham Abbey Wool Show officially open!
This is the podcasting mess. The tripod was actually sitting on a pot of slime that the girls made.